Straighten that thing out so I can walk in and out without it.
Straighten this thing out so I
I'm
can
just
walk
not
in.
fighting toward the door because
Yeah,
every
no, you're right. You're right. No, I'm not arguing you. What is behind us? What are
Little
we looking
got a map. Got
map of the
something
RV park.
hanging on the
at?
RV park wall. There you go. And to put one of those filters that just blurs your background.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Well, you about ready, Kevin?
I'm ready.
All right. So I'm going to let this guy in. We'll get started. And here we go. It is a real talk with Kevin Brock at
7 o'clock. Hey,
7
we're at
o'clock.
the top of the 7 o'clock hour, and welcome everybody. We are glad to be here. Where are we at is the question.
Yeah, where are you?
So glad to be here. We are glad to be here. We're glad to be in Gold Beach, Oregon, guiding up here on the Rogue River Estuary right now. So that is where we went to. Um, there's lots of fish still in the valley. There's fish being caught on the Feather River. There's some angling availability over there from shore and boat. But these big old bright fish were calling our name. And so we came up here to Gold Beach. It's 65 degrees. You can tell I'm a little red because I'm wind burnt. Today it was windy. I
Yeah.
think my left hand is still like, I
So
can't even open it because it's like that's
is it,
the kicker motor right there.
so is it
It
cold and windy or is it warm and windy?
it never left. I would say, you know, not jacket weather, but definitely,
Okay.
sweatshirt weather.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad. But yeah, no, been doing lots of fishing. Lots of guys are doing fishing, and we're just gonna recap on a few things. I'm gonna show you a couple ways we rig up our flashers up here, show you a couple flashers, and just if anybody has any comments or questions on it. And we want to see your guys' way of rigging your anchovies. Different people rig anchovies different ways. And what I mean by rig an anchovy is they just, run anywhere between a 27, 36, 42, whatever you want to do, inch leader. And they put an anchovy on there. And the key thing is have your anchovy spin. So if my finger is the anchovy is doing this, we're good. If it's doing that,
Yeah.
oh, we're not good. It's got to do. It's just like a little drill bit. It's got to do that. So today was 30-mile-an-hour winds plus. There were some nice fish caught, not by us, but there was some nice fish caught. But it was a struggle. Today was a struggle. Now up till then, we've been getting some nice fish every day, and we'll get some nice fish tomorrow. I'm confident of that. But today was one of those days where there was just so much moss. And some guys were down in the ocean part and they were catching them, and people I had probably it was rough and I didn't want to keep them in that. And so we kind of went upriver a little bit, and we saw some fish, saw a few fish caught, but we didn't get any. So that's all right.
That's why it's
Hey,
called fishing.
yeah, yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, it's not a norm, so that's okay. But the fish are big. We've gotten fish already this year over 30 pounds. So that's awesome. I sent you some pictures.
Yeah.
We've been here around 5 days or something like that, 5 or 6 days, and we'll just keep cruising along.
Yeah, and we've been releasing those pictures a little bit at a time. So on, Kevin's Facebook page at Fish Kevin Brock, you'll see those pictures. Or if you go to our new group page that we created, that we love King Salmon, King Salmon page. We've been posting it there, and yeah, so you can see some of the action that he's been doing.
Yeah, that King Salmon page has been pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um, and knowing you, knowing me, excuse me, been yelling all day and uh, spitting water off my beard, out of control. But you can go on there and you can sell stuff. If you got some fishing rods, you can sell that. If you got some recipe you want to share with everybody, coming up, we'll do some roe recipes and some other things on there. That's pretty cool. So we got a lot of that going on. We fish, till 4 o'clock. We clean fish. We pull out the boat. It's 5:30. We try to grab some food. We wash everything here to 7 o'clock for our podcast today. And then, I'll finish up making some leaders. And yeah, it'll be
Do it all
9 o'clock.
again tomorrow.
Yeah. Repeat and rewind. But it's not a bad gig. I just like the fish to bite better. If you have a day where they don't bite as good, that's never fun. So what I do is when I time my leaders, pull off. So we're using 50-pound. Some guys use 40, but the guys that use 40 are breaking fish off. It's not that you need 50-pound to land fish. You can land big fish on 10, 12. Okay, we know that. But in the situation where we're at, it's better to have some heavier line on because these fish are pretty hot. Now I don't have my scissors right there, but I just took a six foot piece of leader. You don't need 6 foot, but there's a reason why I did that. So I cut it, and then we do a loop at the end. So I'm just going to do just a little overhand. It doesn't need to be long. The loop doesn't need to be long. So you just do an overhand like so. Figure 8 right about there. So that's just so you can loop the treble hook on there.
Go up a little bit.
Loop,
There you go.
do the anchovy on there and see how that kind of looks like a figure 8 like that. So I wet it a little bit. Snug it down tight. Grab this in. You're not supposed to do this. Do this with a pair of pliers. And then trim that right there. I don't have a pair of scissors with me right now, but trim that little end right there. And then you just got a perfect little loop. You slide your treble hook into that. Run it through the anchovy and you're good to go. There's a little more to it, but that's pretty cool. So you just make sure that's cinched down real tight. And that's a good loop knot for heavier line.
You're using a whole anchovy?
Whoa. See that?
Magic.
Oh, ask for a pair of scissors. They just drop out of the sky. There we go. Thank you, Mrs. Brock, for that. My assistant, amazing assistant, taking care of me. So you want it to kind of look like that.
Okay.
Just like that. Nice little loop on there. That works pretty good. You can drop a treble hook in there. Oh, no. Now you see it. Now you don't. No treble hook there yet. Maybe we'll get one here in a minute. So literally we were just eating on the phone with a calendar and everything else was going on there. So on the business end, we like to use these big old flashers. Now this is a 12-inch flasher. Now you see me, now you don't. So 12-inch flasher. Oh,
Now, is that a 360 flasher or is that just a...
this is a 360.
Okay.
Well, 360. Different colors, but this silver and green has been pretty good. Along with this color here has been pretty good. It's a little shiny. Ooh. People like that. People buy all that kind of stuff. They're, it's about catching the fisherman. Treble hook. This is a number 2 Gamakatsu. And you just pinch that down, thread it through the eye. And you see how that loop was just right.
A little higher.
You just look.
There you go.
We'll
Perfect.
do it again. Rewind. There. I'll tilt you up a little bit. Or bring it down a little bit. Can you still see me?
We did. There you go. Awesome.
Through the eye. Well, now I can't do it as easy when I'm holding it up high. Through the eye. And I made that loop big enough to where it just fits over the top of that treble hook. And then it just cinches down like that. That's how you want it to look.
Okay.
See how that line is on there like that?
Yep.
It's a really good knot if you're using trebles or snelling anything. And then when you're done, you just push it back. You pop off the treble hook. Good to go.
Okay.
So I'll be making a bunch of those leaders. So this evening, so that'll be good. It's good to remake them. So that's kind of what we do up here. We troll. We
And then
troll
that
around.
other side of that goes to that 360 flasher, right?
You bet.
Okay.
So one side here's your 360, and then you tie it to a swivel, tie the end there, and then you can unsnap it, and snap it back, and then use a bait threader and thread your anchovy on there. Maybe next week we'll do a full on. You know what we'll do?
Do it on the boat while we're fishing.
Yeah, there you go. It'll remind you to do that because you'll be the film guy. You'll be like, Kevin, you got to do this. And as long as it's not blowing 40 miles an hour, we'll
Right.
be fine. So, yeah. So that's kind of what we're doing over here. Oh, there's some more pictures of fish. Cool. I like pictures of fish. So we're gonna hand this next few minutes over to you, Stony, and we're gonna let our station identification commercial. We're gonna have a word from our sponsors, and I will be right back. So, anyhow, yeah, great timing, huh? How about that?
That's all right.
So, but I'm gonna hand everything over to you. You know what to do. You can handle it.
No. It's you guys that joined in. We're at with Kevin Brock. We do this podcast every Thursday, whether he's on the road or whether he's here in town. But we try to give back to the community. He likes to show kind of what he's doing, what's going on. I'm Stony Stone from Old Farts Fishing. We got a webpage, YouTube page, and we're partnering up with Kevin to do a lot of promotional videos and social media management for him, and just keep track of what he's doing and just keep him alive out there in the interwebs. And myself, my buddy Anthony, myself, Dave Mayo, Warren, Fredrickson, those guys are usually on tonight. I have a feeling they're not on tonight because they're getting ready for a catfish tournament. Warren and David are pretty avid fishermen that do a lot of different things with kokanee and trout and salmon and you name it. But got them into this catfish world. So we're headed to Clear Lake on tomorrow. We're going to go to Clear Lake. We're going to do a tournament on Saturday for some pretty decent money. Hopefully we do well. We're going to pack it up on Sunday morning, go take off, go to Gold Beach, fish and film with Kevin, and then head back into town. And kind of what I've got going on. And if you guys haven't followed him on Facebook yet, definitely go to fishkevinbrock.com and check him out, or go to his website. And we can't forget the Tackle Box in Chico. If you guys haven't been out there, definitely go check out the Tackle Box in Chico. They've got a nice store there that's full of all Kevin's products, from trout to salmon to striper to anything you could possibly need. They run daily specials. Make sure you follow the Tackle Box on Facebook every day except Sundays. They usually post a deal. If you don't see a deal posted that day, go back, scroll through the old content. You'll find a daily deal. The daily deals pretty much stay the same. They vary a little bit depending on the season. So if it's trout's what you're fishing for, they'll have a trout special. During striper season, they had a huge amount of striper specials. They have swim space specials. I think today is Thursday. Thursday is the awesome day I like. Thursday is where you go in there and you can buy one rod, get one for free. So I mean, that's a screaming deal. If you're looking for Kevin Brock rods, you can definitely go into the Tackle Box and buy one, get one free there. So a lot of great things going on there. If you are a tackle shop yourself, you can go to fishkevinbrock.com and go into the retail section, put in all your credentials as far as your EIN number, all that stuff. You get access to the wholesale pricing, and you can carry all his products in your store and just get that out there. But yeah, a lot going on with fishing. I know Kevin's going to be up in Oregon, I believe, till the end of the month, beginning of September 1st, around that time period. He'll be heading back to continue salmon fishing on the Feather. And Yeah, so a whole lot of fishing. Kevin fishes pretty much every day. And, again, Old Hearts Fishing, we do a lot of his promotions. And I'm all about doing, video creation, content creation for Kevin as well as other guides. We do a lot of different things. And it looks like Kevin's back. Coming
All
back.
right.
It's about time because I was
Oh
about ready to run out of things to talk about.
man,
Believe it or not.
you never run out of things to talk about.
Yeah,
So
so
no, I appreciate that, but oh, all right. Well, that's a lot better.
there you go.
Man, life is good now. So yeah, no, we're right on the beach, like Gold Beach, Oregon, obviously. And we walk the dog on the beach in the evening and we watch the sunset and we get to fish every day. I mean, I know it's a tough life. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Just don't hate the player.
Hey,
I just gotta do it. I just gotta do it all. And we just keep plugging away at it. So we're very fortunate to be able to do this. So that's pretty cool. But without people like you guys watching and without clients, we wouldn't be able to do this. It pays our bills. This is what we do full time. This is our life. We fish. That's what it is. We chase fish around 12 months out of the year, basically. So, yeah,
so are
it's
you
not
booked up for Gold Beach or do you still have spots?
yeah. No, we're booked.
So
Yeah, we're
you
booked.
filled that extra spot?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, cool.
We're all booked up. But
Yeah.
if you want to get on, you want to get on for next year or something like that, that's cool too. We'll, get people in there, but that's what we're doing.
So when you come back in September and you'll be back on the Feather,
Yep.
you have trips when is your next availability for a trip? I guess I'm trying to get to.
For salmon.
Well, for salmon or when you come back, are you focusing on salmon when you come back or are you?
Well, when I come, yeah, that's a great question. But when I come back, we're coming back September 1st, and I start on the Feather River September 2nd.
Okay.
And I mean, I got to have a day to drive. I can't do it all. And so we'll fish on the 2nd, and I'm booked every day through the 15th.
Okay.
That's the upper section of the Feather that's open. That's that special opener that they gave us. So we'll be over there. Now, after September 15th, September 16th on, there's going to be other angling opportunity out there for salmon on the lower part of the Feather, on the McCollum, on the American. I don't know where I'm going to be, so tune in. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
But I know for sure I'll be on the Feather through September 15th, and we're booked every day on that.
Well, I know after this catfish tournament this weekend and going up with you to Gold Beach, we usually go fishing on Sundays. We're going to be, giving our hand on the Feather. My boat's not a jet boat. It's not fit, I would say, to get into the outlet comfortably. It all depends on the water flows. If the water flow has been high, I've done it before. I just don't like the close quarters and didn't, don't want to navigate all that craziness.
Well, you don't need to. You don't need
No.
to. Go
I'll probably
down river.
I'll go out of Boyd's Pump and fish that area below the falls.
Right below Shanghai Bend. There's great salmon opportunity out there. It's going to be open. You can troll, you can anchor up, you can wait for one to come through, but at least you can go salmon fishing.
Yep. So we're going to give it a try and use a lot of your products. We've got your spinner.
Well, we got plugs, we got spinners, and the spinners are selling off the shelf. We want to throw out a thank you to one of our sponsors, is Johnson's
Yep.
Bait and Tackle. They're huge for us, and what's really neat about Johnson's is they took the step up, and they said, hey, yeah, Kevin, you sell your own product online and stuff, but you can't explain how to use it online. If you go into a tackle store, you get customer service.
Right.
And the guys at Johnson's are totally knowledgeable. They're fishermen. They know what's going on. So you can go in there and ask them, and they'll help you out. And if they sell you some of my product, it's just because at that time, that's what's working. So they sold out of spinners completely, ordered another 10 dozen of each color. So they're just why I mean, just blowing them out. So they realize that it's good to work together. We're not competition. We're working together, and it helps them all the way around. So that's a good thing. So, and they've got plugs. They just ordered a bunch more plugs, and we just do it all. We just keep right on going.
Yeah, and from a consumer, right? Because I'm not a guide. I say I'm not a guide. I do, have a guide license. I get out there and do a little bit. I'm more of a filmmaker than anything else. But we go into Johnson's, and I love Johnson's. It's there in Yuba City, and like Kevin said, they're very personable, very reasonable. They share information, and they're not going to sell you something that doesn't work. And that's the thing that I like is they're not just there pushing the flavor of the day. They're pushing what is
Yeah.
working. And if a Kevin stuff's not working, they're not going to push it. They'll push
Yeah, no, and that's fine. We
Yep.
don't want to sell our quote unquote product that it might not be working, but because of the guiding, because of what I do, we made the product for the seasons that works. Are
Yes.
we going to push striper swim baits right now? No. Or trolling lures? No. Are we going to push big old spinners and big old plugs to catch big old salmon? You bet. Why? Because that's what's on. That's what's working.
Right.
So that's what we concentrate on. So that's a really neat thing. Yeah, thank you, Johnson's, for all you do for us, and we'll just keep supporting you, and you keep supporting me, and we'll just keep right on going.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
well,
good,
you
it's a good
were
thing.
when you were away on your little break, and we definitely talked about the tackle box, and we talked about how to get a hold of your website, and if you were a commercial outlet and wanted to carry Kevin stuff, we talked about that. So I covered
Yeah,
all
hey,
the
Mike,
covered all the
Mike,
bases.
hey, Mike Miller just checked in. He said he caught a 23 pounder on
Yep.
a ZZ16. Hey, thanks, Mike, for your support. We love you, buddy.
Yep.
We'll swing by the shop. We'll throw you some extra stuff too if you say that you come by. You heard us on the podcast. Yeah, and do that. If you swing by, they can't do it at Johnson's, but if you go by the tackle box up in Chico, I know those guys pretty well. They got a lot of my product in there too. Just let them know that you heard us on the podcast. They'll throw you a couple extra plugs. We're all about that kind of stuff. So it's yeah, we're into giving back for sure, for sure. So that's cool. Yeah, and then there's other guides that are fishing them that are sending me pictures of them with fish on them already. So it's gone good.
Yep, and like I said, we created a special page for salmon on Facebook for people to share all their pictures. I think Mike might have shared that. I think Mike shared it on that page as well.
Yeah, King salmon. We love King salmon. Everything about King salmon. I
Yep.
mean, that is. I mean, the name says it all. The King. I mean, there's nothing greater than the King. And so that is the fish that we love and we go after and we keep pushing towards. So, smoked salmon recipes. I want to see some of those out there. More pictures. Let's do for people that listen to this. Let me know how you want to do this. Yeah, I got my order in Brian Day. Hey, thanks, Robert. Yeah, the guys are trying to get stuff out right away too. Thanks for chiming in, Robert. We appreciate you, buddy. Let's do something where if someone sends in, a photo or something like that this week, and then we give away a free fishing rod.
Oh,
That'd be pretty cool.
that would be cool.
So if they go on to what? King Salmon. We love King Salmon.
Yep.
Look at that exact page.
There you go.
Then they post a picture. And then at the end of the week, you, because you'll be able to see it, will choose the best photo that you like. Just randomly. You don't choose your friend, obviously.
So King Salmon, we love King Salmon. Go on Facebook,
Yep.
like that page. There's the exact. I will put it in the podcast as well. And yeah, I'll create a post, and you put in a picture of your salmon. We will give a rod away.
Yeah, and then you just come down to the shop when we announce the winner, like screenshot it. Your name's on the screenshot on your phone. Zip on down to the shop, and they'll give you a free rod. How about that? That's kind of cool.
What about last week?
Yeah. Oh man, Mike, we just thought about it right now. I'm sorry. Go catch another one. Yeah.
Yeah. No, go catch another one. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Set those alarms Saturday morning. Let's get some more fish.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be, yeah. Okay. Good luck, Mike. Hopefully some more come through for you tonight.
Yeah. But again, I'll say it again is on Thursdays. Thursday's the best deal of the week. I post the daily deals on the tackle box, but Thursday is where you can go buy a rod, get one for free is the daily special. So today we posted the Kevin Brock rods, and you go buy a rod, you're going to get one for free. And so now there's another, you get another rod. So just,
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. The tackle box over there, they've got roe, they've got good sardines, they've got big spinners for the bank, they've got beads for the bank guys, they got floats, if you want to bobber fish with eggs, which we have there. We got stocked up from Big Red. Thank you, Big Red. So we've got everything for salmon that you need. You need bulk hooks, 1/0s, ones, 2s. We got that. You need beads. We got all that. Floats. We got all that. You need spinners. We got all that. You like to jig? We got jigs. I got flutter jigs that I made personally myself. So when you lift them, they flutter more on the way down, so it doesn't fall as fast. You get more strikes on a slow flutter. Hands down, I love fishing jigs if they're fished properly and for aggressive fish, not to snag fish, but to get fish to bite them. So I call them the mouthy minnow.
the mouthy
So
minnow.
the mouthy minnow, because they bite it in their mouth. That's where you want them to bite it. So we've got all those. So and just tons of plugs from size 13 all the way up to 17. And you guys hear about late August. Mike, this goes for you too, listening. Don't be afraid to try a 17. They really fish good. When you start seeing those fish jump sideways, not traveling, this is up, so north-south is upstream. So they start jumping east-west, and they're just playing around in the frog water on the side. And then you see them chasing each other. But that's when the lure thing really, really starts. And I fished the 17s. I did prototypes of them before we put them on the market. The last year you could fish them on the feather. And there was hardly any flow at all. And I get it down, but because it was so big, it was still kicking back and forth enough. Those big fish were just crushing it, crushing it. Compared to like a smaller plug, which they weren't biting it as much. They like that big plug. So don't be afraid of that. And we'll be showing that when I get back, a lot, but that won't be
How
till
much action do you want on that plug? I mean, I know you're watching your rod tip, but are you wanting that thing to just slowly be doing, or are you wanting just a ton of action?
Man, it just depends on the fish, traveling fish, spring run fish, early run fish. You want it humming. You just want that consistent, just like that. You just want it humming along. Now, as the fish get later on, they start staging. You want it to what we call it, just kind of pauses, and then it kind of, I don't know, maybe I should do it forward. But if my hand's the lure, it's kind of doing this, and then you'll see a lot of guys pop with their rod,
Right.
right? Well, what that does with the plug is it makes it erratic. It makes it kind of do that. So think about it. If you're sitting down there and you're a big old king salmon, you are king of the river. There's no predator for you in the river, right? Swimming around. There's no seals anymore. There's no killer whale. There's no predator. So you're up there. You're big and you're strong. And all of a sudden, someone comes up to your face and starts doing this, and you're like, "What in the world?" And then all of a sudden, if it's just doing this, you're like, the heck with you. I'm out of here." But if it's doing this, if it's searching, if it's doing that, okay, that's enough of that. Well, I'll just wear my arm out. If it's doing stuff like that, that'll get bit more. And that's why when you see guys pop them a lot, again, it's making that erratic action, and that'll trigger a strike. Right now, you can get away with all the above. The fact that they're trolling spinners and catching lots of spinners, if you anger up, you could do okay on smaller plugs right now. but that transition's going to change. Well, that will change here soon, and basically, the bigger is better as the season goes on.
Sounds good.
16s and 17s, and nobody else has a 17 on the market. Nobody else made one. I made the mold myself. I tested it myself on the feather. Got limits the first day I used it, late in September. Last year it was open. The barge hole opener, which was what, 22? I had ZZ17s, right? Fished those. We limited out first. Now, I'm not saying I'm a better guide. I'm not saying it, but nobody else had 17s. And by the end of that season, majority of the boats in there were fishing 17s. 17s are cool. They're huge, but they are cool, and you can't get them anywhere else. I took them to the Togiak River for the king salmon. All the guys up there said, no, no way, those are too big, whatever. Who landed the biggest fish of the season for the lodge? My boat. What was it on? A 17. I fished 17s on the big tidewater fish, and out of the group of fish that would come up, that big brute, burly big male, he would come up and tear it down. It was just too cool. So the 17s have a place. They flatline really nice in anywhere between 6 and 8 foot of water, 10 foot of water, and you can fish them, hang them in holes from, like we fish the outlet or the barge hole or some of the deep holes where we're hanging like 10 ounces straight up and down, depending on the water flow. And you just lift that sinker a little bit, but that 17 has got enough to do that. And then that's all you need. If they're eating plugs, they will eat a 17. So, Mike, as the season goes on, try one out. Try one out. But as the fish start to turn color, they start to stage a little bit more, that's when that 17 really shines.
Yeah, and Warren, looks like Warren joined us. So
Hey, Warren, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
I know
I'm doing good.
I'm looking forward to Warren coming up. He's going to do some fishing with us. He's going to bring me his killer Columbia River anchovy brine. Who knows? He'll probably end up selling it and making a million on it because it works so good. But the brine I was using over here today was no good. They did not want to eat it. They did not want it. So we'll be switching that around.
Well, Warren's not even thinking about salmon right now. He's getting ready for catfish.
Oh no! You don't
He's
understand.
ready for catfish right now.
He may fish catfish. I'll speak for you, Warren, on this one. He may be thinking about catfish a little bit tomorrow because he's a fisherman, but his love is the salmon. His love is the king. He loves all fish just like I do, but the big king is the top of it all.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm cranking up for this catfish thing. I just want to finish ahead of Warren.
You like to catfish a lot because you
I
can
do.
catch them.
We do. We catch them.
Yeah, and that's good.
Warren took first place in this tournament the first time out he fished it, and so he definitely has a target on his back a little bit, and we're gunning for him this weekend to see if we can still stay ahead of him. But it's not an easy feat, I'll tell you that. He's definitely a great fisherman. So excited to do that, and then excited to go have some fun with you. And David and what have you. So
yeah, we're gonna hopefully, if the wind calms down, hopefully we'll be able to drop some crab pots. But today there was no way we were making it out, so we'll see how that goes.
all right.
Have a little crab feed and hang out on the river a little bit, but
Yeah.
try to get some fish for sure.
So what I wanted to do, Kevin, is I know you're burning it at both ends like you normally do. I don't want to keep you too late, but I also want, we have quite a few people on. I want to kind of open it up, people that are muted, if you want to, try to unmute. I know Warren was unmuted. You want something you want to talk about? Oh, Warren loves to unmute and show his pretty face too.
Warren will jump in right away. He'll
Warren's
be
like
"Hey,
first.
I ain't messing around." Hey,
So what's up, Warren? You got any questions for Kevin tonight?
No, not really. I talked to him 2 or 3 times earlier today, so
Yeah.
got to pick up some stuff for him, and the same anchovy brine I'm bringing is what I brined all the our bait for the tournament that we won there in Clear Lake. So same
Yep.
brine works for catfish as it does for salmon.
Well, I got
Wow, Warren, you're gonna have to bottle that up. I can help you with that. We'll go from there. Yeah,
to
bottle
rebrand
that.
it, right?
Yeah. Warren's ultimate fish catching brine.
Is that the same? Is that the sardine brine or a different brine?
It's my own brine. So
Okay. Well, because I've got the Kevin sardine brine that we're gonna put that on the site and try it for catfish and see what it does.
Mine's a dry brine,
Yep.
and just to toughen up, your
Yeah. Mine's a wet
sardine
brine.
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So
No, but we definitely gonna be trying that sardine brine that Kevin has, and I know it's not for catfishing, but I'm gonna put it on the catfish and see what happens.
yeah,
Oh,
but
it'll work.
it's got stinkum to it. It's got some stuff in there for bite enhancers. So I mean,
Yep.
it'll tighten things up, and it'll all, if it's a fish, it'll enhance whatever bait you're using. It'll be
Oh yeah.
okay.
So
All
Mike,
right, Mike.
Mike Miller
Okay,
there,
Mike.
he's gonna get a fish online live for us right here, right, Mike? Come on,
I
no
hope
pressure.
so.
Last week's meeting, I caught one 20 minutes after it ended, so maybe it's this week's time. I had
Okay.
a question regarding the 17s.
Yeah.
Are they better for slower current? I usually, for faster current, I'll go up to down to like a 15, 14, and then slower current, I'll go to 16. So is a 17 better for like a slower, like back eddy or something?
It's just going to depend on the later on for the fish, but it will hold. I flatlined it in Tidewater, and it was ripping water, and it would search and find the bottom, and I could click it, I could pull it hard, I could feel it tick on the bottom and let it work. But on the river wise, like when we fished the barge hole with it and stuff like that, we were fishing the heat. There was a lot. I mean, we were fishing 10s and 12s, ounces of lead. You down, and it was pumping on there, but it held out pretty good. The fast water seam lines, traveling lanes, for right now, I'd still stay with the smaller plugs. I think you're better off. I think they'll bite them better. But when those fish start holding up, when they start staging, you start seeing the same fish roll around. That's when that big plug's going to shine for you.
Okay, so later.
Wait till those fish start what we call staging. Wait for they start staging up a little bit.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah. Good luck fishing tonight. I hope you get one.
Thank you. Me too.
We'll be back soon.
So Kevin, fishing spinners on anchor, and that's a good question because when I go out, we like to anchor up even on the river, and we've tried some spinners. How do you do that, or how would you suggest you do that with the spinner?
Okay, great question. And to reiterate that one, fish a spinner on the anchor. There's lots of different ways. You can use spreaders, you can use different things. The key is to watch your rod tip. Okay, now we're going to go back to like the rods I make. I'm not going to just promote me on this, but any rod where you can see that spinner, we're back to my hand do the vibration thing. But if you can see that spinner consistently bumping, then you know it's working. So to be able to do that, when you anchor, you've got to be holding still. You can't be swinging side to side because then that's going to kill the action of that spinner and then it's going to fall down. Remember, your bottom current is softer than your top current. So once you get down there, it has to be spinning. No spin, no bite. If that spinner's laying on the bottom or, just sitting like that, okay, how much setback? Great question. We're going to get to that. So what you want to do is like on a plug, a lot of times, like the ones we were talking about, the 15s, 16s, 17s, you maybe use a 12-inch dropper, 14-inch dropper. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting to that, Clyde. So with a spinner, you might want to run a 2-foot dropper. Now, when I went back and fished the Columbia, 5 and 5, those fish were traveling. We were fishing deep water, and Warren knows more about this than I do. I just fished the June hogs, for 7 or 8 years over there. Warren grew up over there, but we did a 5 and 5. So we do a 5-foot dropper and then a 5-foot leader to whatever. If we were using a wobbler, a spinner, or a plug, And that really, really seemed to keep it up and keep it working. And the way you can keep it working is by your rod tip. That thing's got to be working. So extend your dropper, shorten your leader. So you can run 3 and 3, 3 and 2, 2-foot dropper, 3-foot leader, 3-way swivel or spreader. Either way is fine. But the key to keeping your boat straight is either put out what they call a windsock. You can put a windsock out, let it hang, but man, keep that boat straight as you can. Don't let it swing back and forth. Keep that baby straight. What was that comment, Clyde? I missed it. You said you were using a 2-foot dropper?
2-foot dropper on a 3-foot leader.
Your money. You're right there. And again, as long as that spinner, that rod tip is working, a spinner is a reaction. A plug is a reaction. No wiggle, no spin, no bite.
So
it's got to be working.
So when I let it out the back of the boat, right, I like to kind of, are we throwing, 100 yards or 100 feet behind the boat, 10 feet behind the boat? You're just going to let it out and wait till it hits and bounce it back a little bit?
Well, it just depends on the hole and where you want to be. You don't want to be directly right underneath the boat because the fish will kind of go out around your boat. Mm-hmm. And again, depending on the depth of the water, like the Columbia stuff, we got them right off the transom, but we're fishing 20 to 40 foot of water. So, but on the river, you want it back a little bit, but again, the further it goes back, the more play you're going to have in it, to where that spinner is going to hit the bottom, so, you can keep it close, but then don't be making a lot of noise in your boat either. Because you know how easy it is to hear, okay, that's me thumping on the table. You step around in your boat, clunk, 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 clunk. Any fish coming up, he's going to kind of go out and around. But if you're anchored in a traveling lane where you've seen fish roll, where fish go through, where you've marked them. And then if you're not getting them to bite, look above you. Look at the next pinch point. So look above you and say, okay, they're coming through here. They're not biting. Where are they going to end up? Where they're going to end up the most concentrated, where I got the most chance of getting that irritation, that spoon, that spinner, that plug in his face. I'm a big, bad king salmon, and I want it out of my face. So then you look up for that pinch point. When you find that spot, man, just keep right on going back to that same spot because they'll come through there every time. And if you catch one, really watch your graph. Check it out. But yeah, Clyde, you're doing the right thing. Man, 2-foot dropper, 3-foot. It wouldn't hurt to go 3 and 3. But as long as it's spinning back there, you're golden. 2 ounces, 3 ounces of water is perfect. When the guys troll the Delta a lot, Warren, I'm going to let you chime in here because Warren was trolling spinners. What was your dropper? What was your droppers at, Warren?
I was using a 2-foot dropper and a 3-foot leader.
Bingo.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
And whack, whack, whack. Have you been back out since?
No, haven't been feeling too
sorry.
good since then.
I was going to say, are you okay? Do we need to send someone over there?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hang in there. You're not feeling good. You gotta catch a bunch of catfish tomorrow or the next day, whatever day it is.
Saturday. Are you getting up there to pre-fish at all, Warren, or are you going up on Saturday?
Well, we're gonna go like we normally do and don't pre-fish and just go fishing and
Just go out
catch a
there,
bunch of fish.
Go have a good time. Go have a good time.
How many teams you got in that catfish bash
So
extravaganza you got going on?
as of today, we've got 25 teams registered, which is not
Nice.
bad. This tournament is a every 2-month tournament. It's the only series for catfishing in Northern California. So it's every 2 months, and the schedule for next year is already out there. Got my buddy Richard Mutries doing the Catfish Classic, the Channel Cat Classic. That's going to be in April. It's a 3-day or 2-day tournament. A pro style tournament, which everybody's starting to get excited about. We're definitely going to be registering for that as soon as it opens up, and get dialed in with that. So if you're definitely into catfishing, is check out the Catfish Bash on Facebook or give Old Farts Fishing a chime in and look us up on YouTube. We have a ton of catfish videos. And Warren as well. Warren's starting to get a nice collection of his own catfish videos, and Warren's got a huge page out there with a lot of followers. So it's really cool community.
Good times, good times. Well, we're glad to be a part of everyone. My voice is about shot.
Yeah, let's call it.
I gotta tie about 20 liters tonight. All you fishermen, you guys understand. This is our life. We've been up since dark 30, and you know, we're airing up one of my tires because I got to tie a flat tire on one of the trailers, and you know how that goes. We got to charge batteries and tie leaders and cure bait. So,
All right.
Need me to bring you some leaders?
Oh yeah.
oh, if you're tying, I'm buying. So I ran that head today all day long. Now they didn't bite good, but I ran it today and I think I got it to spin right, but I didn't get bit on it yet. But I didn't get bit on my other ones either, so not a true test.
Oh, cool. Well, Kevin, we're going to let you go get some rest. I know you're not going to rest, but I always tell you to rest, but you're going to do what you need to do. And we will see you here in a few days, and looking forward to getting up there and doing some fishing and getting some great video and on just tight lines, buddy. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate. We just want to say thank you to all our supporters, everybody out there. We just appreciate everybody. We really, really do. And if you want some information on something, you know, chime in there and say, hey, what about this for next week? Or what about roe fishing? Or what about jigging? Or what about this? And we'll cover it. We'll make sure we cover it for you. And, you know, we can't cover everything off the top of our head. But when you bring it up, I'm like, oh, yeah, we go there and we'll take that road and make it happen. They do have lots of roe there at the tackle box. I know that too. So, and puffballs too. That's a pretty awesome supply over there.
And
All right.
for one more plug is Monday night. So we're going to be in Gold
Monday night.
Monday night, and normally on Mondays I have my A Minute with Stony Stone podcast that goes on Old Farts Fishing. We're going to be filming that from Gold Beach. So my producer that comes into the studio and my sidekick Darren are going to still come to the studio even though I'm not going to be here. They're going to set everything up, and I'm going to just call in just like a guest. And we'll be there with Kevin. We're going to talk about fishing, talk about salmon, and give a report on Gold Beach right from our page on Monday night. So
Nice.
So stay tuned for that. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys here soon. See you on Monday.
No, that'll be a lot of fun. It's a cool destination where we're at. And again, we appreciate everyone. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. Great luck fishing. And until next time, fish on, my friends.
All right, buddy. Thank you.